All right, let's address the elephant in the room. A lot of people find passport wallets useless. But if you think they're a waste of space, it's probably because you haven't found the right one. I personally travel with one every single time that I go internationally because it keeps my passport, money, and travel documents all in one consolidated place. That way, I always know where to find it. Here at the Pack Hacker Studio, we've got 2 drawers full of them, and we've tested them all, so trust us when we say there's more variety than you'd think. So in this video, we're looking at the features that make travel wallets actually worth packing. Let's talk about it. Walking through security at any airport can be really overwhelming, and when you have all of your travel documents in your hands, sometimes you end up just shoving them back into your bag. So with a passport wallet, everything is in one place. Something I didn't really realize I needed until I started testing passport wallets with them was magnets. They're oftentimes built into the corners here, and they're designed to be strong enough to keep the wallet shut even when it's overstuffed. That means when you put it into your backpack, it's not going to accidentally open if it bumps up against something that you have inside there. It's kind of like the benefit of a zippered passport wallet without the slower access of opening that every single time you want to get to your documents. I've also had it before where I stick my passport wallet into either my Sling or my travel backpack, and then when I put other items in there and I open up my bag again, I see my passport wallet open with like a bunch of coins or something right in the center. And it just makes it a little bit clunky to use. There are other wallets with this feature, but why we like Peak Design specifically is because the wallets are really strong. I had this thing filled out to max capacity. Right now I have some cash in this back sleeve, and when I stuffed it with even more cash, it still was able to shut and stay closed. Actually, let me grab some more cash and let's see how much we can actually fit in this thing. Along with the drawer full of passport wallets, we also have a drawer full of international cash because sometimes after a trip, you don't have time to exchange it back into your regular currency. Okay, 21 bills here. Stick this in the back pocket, close that up, and the magnet still keeps it shut. You can even see that the wallet is trying to be overstuffed there, but the magnets won't let it actually open. And that is where this passport really shines. The low profile of this is also super helpful because it feels like you're carrying a regular billfold wallet, but it's just a little bit bigger to accommodate the size of your passport. It has some other benefits too, obviously, like it can fit up to 8 cards. You can get 2 passports in this thing. It's got that cash sleeve. There's nowhere to put some coins, but between all of those other features, if you are a minimalist traveler and you want that security, this wallet is a really great example of that, but magnets are really the shining feature on it. A very small quality of life add, but surprisingly useful and very satisfying as well. So if you wanted to use this one every day, you could. It fits very easily in a sling. When I was testing this, I just carried it every day, put my regular cards in here, and I was good to go. So kind of points to the functionality of a passport wallet where it doesn't need to just hold your passport. You can carry it with you every single day if it's sized perfectly. Which brings us to our next feature, an included strap. If you don't want to keep going in and out of your bag, then carrying your passport wallet as essentially a sling is a great option. But not a lot of slings have things like RFID protection or dedicated spots for everything that you need while you're going through security. So if you get a passport wallet with a strap, then you're getting more of those passport wallet features while still being able to carry it as a bag. This is nice because it keeps your hands free while you're going through security. Everything is really quick to access, but you never have to guess where it is. And when you get through security, you can take it out of the bin and put it back on your body. A lot of times, because they are designed to be carried, they're a little bit bigger than a traditional passport wallet, which means you can fit more than just those travel documents inside. Plus, since this has a zipper, you can store other items inside of here, like extra receipts or your boarding pass, and it's not going to fall out. Just stick to flat items, because if you try and put something in here like a tube of chapstick, it's going to feel a little bit bulky once you get it all closed up. That said, there is a very stretchy pocket on the front here where you can stick other items like a phone or another passport. My iPhone 13 fits in here with no issue, but you can also fit a Max version inside as well. So really, what's the benefit of wearing the passport on your body versus just keeping it accessible? When I was flying to Kenya and Tanzania, I had to have my information on me at all times, and I had to have more than just my passport. They checked my boarding pass and my visa at every single gate, not just at the front when we went through security. I got really tired of carrying my passport wallet in my hand through the airport because I went through multiple security checks and they asked for my passport every single time. Plus, when there's the threat that you might not get let on a flight because you don't have the necessary information or you can't find it, it's It's a really great peace of mind to have it all in one spot, and in this case, on your actual physical body. We like this one from Matador specifically because of the really low profile strap. It's easily adjustable so you can get it to fit however you want it, whether that's closer to your chest or a little bit more down at your hip. This is just a little paracord-like material, but some of the other Passport wallets that have a built-in strap are either a little bit too big or feel really cheap. So in this case, you get a premium option that looks and feels good. And when you don't want to use the strap, it easily tucks away into this back little slip pocket without adding too much bulk. It fits a ton inside. You can get 4 passports in here, 6 cards, there's a spot for cash, for coins, and there's even a little leash on the inside if you want to keep one of your keys safe. With this much storage, it's a lot of bang for your buck, and you can probably leave that sling behind and do 1 bag travel plus your Passport wallet. If you're anything like me and basically everybody else that I know, when you're traveling, you check for your passport like 100 times. When you're at home, when you get to the airport, when you're about to go through security, right after you go through security, before you get on the plane, right when you get off the plane. You get the gist. If you get a passport with a built-in tracker, you can leave that feeling behind instead of leaving behind your passport on accident. Unlike a smart tracker you put into the wallet, this one is directly built in. That means if you're on the road when it dies, all you need is a wireless charger to give it a little bit more juice. What's nice about this is that you don't have to buy that separate charger. And then you can avoid that "is my passport with me" feeling and instead just check your phone. Recently, when I was traveling internationally, I accidentally put my passport in the wrong pocket. So when I got to the airport, I couldn't find it and I was actually losing my mind. In that case, it would have been nice to be able to just open up my phone and play a sound and be able to find it. This one from Sateki is simple but effective. It's pretty minimal. You're not getting a lot of storage in here. You can only fit 4 cards, a passport, and maybe a boarding pass or 2 behind this sleeve, or some cash if you fold it. The charge lasts up to 5 months, but you can also turn that feature on and off so that it's not constantly seeking while it's just stored in your cabinet at home between trips. Just keep in mind that if you lose it at home, if it's turned off, you won't be able to find it. Which I'm not saying I've done before, but I've definitely done that before too. We do think there's a lot of merit to this design, but there's also a lot of merit to just getting a separate tracker card. That's what most of us here on the team do. Sometimes they'll even come in a 2-pack so you can stick one in your regular wallet and one in your passport wallet for when you do travel. They make some that are shaped exactly like cards, but if you don't want to take up a slot like that, there are some passport wallets that have a dedicated spot for them, which we'll talk about in a bit. Some countries actually require you to have your passport on you at all times because they're at liberty to ask you to show identification at any point, even if you're just out and about walking. And if you don't have it on you, that can result in a fine or potentially worse. But it's kind of annoying to keep your passport on you at all times, as we know. That's why it's nice to have a sleeve on the outside, because then your passport is taking up space out there versus on the inside. That saves you a little bit of space in your bag. Plus, it keeps your passport super accessible as you go through security. I also like that it gives you a dedicated spot to put it after you go through security, because a lot of the times I go and show them my passport and then I get in line to go put all of my stuff through the scanner, but I'm trying to figure out where to put my documents, and instead of unzipping this entire thing and then putting your passport on the inside, you just stick it right into the sleeve. Just makes for a smoother experience. Plus, it increases the amount of passports you can carry overall. In this case, we have one on the outside, there's a slot here where you could put one, and there's also a slot on the other side. But overall, this wallet is not that much bigger from a regular everyday carry wallet. And sometimes, like you saw with the Matador, this front pocket can even fit a phone. However, we like this wallet from Zero Grid because it's sized exactly for a passport without reducing the amount that you can carry. So unlike the Matador, you don't have to increase your size just to get that extra capacity. If you want to carry the max amount of items without feeling like you have a really bulky wallet on you, this is a great option. There are 2 card pockets here and they feel a little bit loose, but the perk of that is that they can fit a ton of cards. I have 4 in here already. Over here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I put the 4 and the 5 together, I still can fit them on the inside. On the other side though, is because this is small, you can't fit cash in here without folding it. However, what this passport wallet does do well is when you zip it back up, even though it looks really bulky on the inside, it's not too bulky on the outside. So you still get a relatively slim profile, but you can really fit a ton inside here. This is the kind of wallet that I'm looking for if I want to combine my EDC wallet with my passport wallet. But what do you do if you have coins? Let's talk about it. I needed to have it on hand when I was traveling through Thailand and Tanzania, but I ended up with so much loose change that I got really overwhelmed because where do you put it? I didn't always have pockets, and I don't really love filling them up with coins anyway, and I don't really like just dumping them in my sling either. So when I went to Tanzania, I actually took this passport wallet with me, and it was great to have a dedicated spot for just my coins. A lot of passport wallets will have a slip on the inside, but in this case, there's actually an entire pocket on the front here. What's really nice about this one in particular is that it opens really wide, so you get a good good look at the coins that you have in here. You can also fit a lot of coins in here. Along with wallets and a lot of cash, we also have a lot of change. So I'm just gonna dump some handfuls in. And that's all of your change. Now, don't get me wrong, this thing is super heavy right now. Like, I wouldn't want to put this much change into my everyday carry bag. However, I did keep this at my accommodations and I used it sort of as like my piggy bank throughout the trip. We were there for 2.5 weeks, so every time we went out for the day, I grabbed whatever currency I thought I needed, whether it was cash or coins from this front pocket. Then I put that in a dedicated spot in my sling and I unloaded and reloaded every single day. It was a little tedious, but it was better than carrying around a ton of coins because whether the weight is in here or inside of your backpack, it's gotta go somewhere. I also get really overwhelmed when I'm learning a new currency, so it gives me a really solid look at all of the change that I have, so I can really take my time to pick what I need if I do have it with me when I'm out and about and shopping. As for everything else, the wallet on the inside can actually hold a lot too. You can fit 2 passports, one in this sleeve and one behind, but I use this back slot for my boarding passes because, again, I was in Tanzania and I needed to have my boarding pass and my visa with me pretty much all the time. My Kenya visa, to be clear. We flew into Kenya and still needed to get one. There's also a slot for cash, which makes sense because it will eventually be turned into coins, and some card slots as well. So this made a really good resting spot for all of the cash that I needed for my trip. Loading up a passport wallet can be really annoying because there's a lot of stuff you got to put in there. You got to make sure you have your passport, any documentation that you need, like that visa for Kenya, and maybe even your global entry card. And a lot of wallets, including the ones that we've shown, require you to load them by holding it down with one hand and loading it with the other. But in this case with Slim Fold, there is some stitching on the binding that helps it lay flat. This is very much a small quality of life feature, and you're not necessarily going to see it on every travel wallet that you find. However, it's a really great option if you're somebody who likes to lay everything out on a table and then load it in. That way you make sure you're not forgetting anything. I can take a quick glance down and know that I have everything I need, like my passport, global entry, a regular ID, and any specific travel cards that I want to bring. And then I can load them up individually. I don't know if you're anything like me, but I personally like talking to myself when I'm putting cards into my wallet. I say, okay, yes, I have my Presto card. Okay, yes, I have, whatever card that I need specifically. And then, okay, yes, I have my passport. That's going in there. If you don't do this, you're much better than me. And then global entry, which doesn't fit inside the sleeve, and I'm not going to take it out because my personal information is on there, but it does fit. This wallet has a couple other features we love that we've seen in some of the other wallets, like magnets and even a smart tracker pocket here, which even with the smart tracker on the inside, it's designed so that it still feels low profile, even though you do have an Apple AirTag technically right on the back here. But unless you fold up some bills and put them in this back slip pocket there's no dedicated spot for cash. So what do you do with it? Especially if you want to add a little bit of separation. That brings us to our next feature. If you're traveling multiple places, some passport wallets, this one in particular, has a feature that allows you to separate your currency. It has a raised pocket in the cash sleeve that allows you to separate your currency. This back one is higher up, so what I like to do is put the tinier bills here, literally physically tinier bills, so that they don't get lost in the shuffle with the larger bills. That way you're not fishing around in a giant wad of cash looking for a specific bill because you probably don't recognize it because it's not your home currency. When I first started traveling, I went to Prague and I remember going to pay for an ice cream at a street vendor and I pulled out a bill from my wallet, and apparently it was a very large bill because his eyes got so wide and he very clearly could not make change for this. I'm pretty sure I tried to pay for like a $3 ice cream with a $100 bill and equivalent in US dollars. So I understand where that kind of shock came from, but I had no idea what I was dealing with because I was kind of new to dealing with foreign currency. So what's nice about this is you can put your cash that you want to use sparingly into the lower pocket and put the smaller bills that you want to use when you're out and about in the top pocket. That way you're not fishing around for the smaller bills and grabbing a big bill instead. On the downside, this wallet is definitely designed for cash. There's nowhere to put coins. This is what I'm talking about when you shove a wallet into a bag and it pops open and it goes in like this vertically, and then suddenly whatever you have on the inside just gets all crumpled up. Especially because this wallet was designed to hold a lot of cash. Seems like a bit of a miss, but maybe they'll put magnets in a future version. Everyone's looking for that Goldilocks gear that checks basically every single box on their list. And sometimes it's nice to find something that can fit everything that you have without being oversized. While that Zero Grid from earlier definitely checks the box, this Fjallraven checks the box a little bit more because it has some style and extra durability to it. It's made with really quality materials, and it has a ton of storage inside. When you're looking for a travel wallet, sometimes the best feature is mild. It doesn't need to be something crazy or flashy. Sometimes it just needs to work. And in this case, the wallet can fit 2 passports, 10 cards, cash, coins, and it's one of the best ratios that we've seen where you're not gonna get a giant oversized family passport wallet that fits like 8 passports in it, but you're still gonna be able to fit a lot of items. And because of how small this is, you can take it with you wherever you go. And because of the zipper design, you can put other items in between, laying them flat like your boarding pass. You can also stick it in this back sleeve over here. In general, there's just a lot of room to fit everything that you would need to carry with you. By far, this is one of the most popular passport wallets that we've tested over the years, and there's a reason for that. It's quality made and does everything you need it to do without being too much. The only thing it doesn't have right now is RFID protection, so let's talk about that really quickly. Most travel wallets come with RFID protection built in, but be sure to check the website because it will say directly whether or not it has it. Most of the time it's the entire wallet, but sometimes it's just an individual pocket. Regardless, you can always buy a standalone RFID protection card if you're really worried, and that will give your wallet some protection too. That said, RFID protection is usually pretty baseline. Another feature we see on a lot of wallets is a pen slot. Some of them come included, some of them are sold separately, but this is a great functionality if you're going to be filling out customs forms on the plane. It's also nice to just have a pen on you sometimes. You never know when you're going to need to write something down. And you saw this feature with a few of the wallets we've shown today, but a specific boarding pass slot is very nice to have. Because despite what you might think, boarding passes are not obsolete. Every single international flight that I've taken over the last 4 years, I've gotten a boarding pass at some point during one of my legs. Whether it's because they changed my seat at the gate or they needed to physically check me in at the counter and give me a physical boarding pass, it just kind of varied. But whether I wanted it or not, I had it in my hands and I needed to put it somewhere. And it's nice to have a spot for them in general. So there you have it, some passport wallet features you should be looking for before you buy your next wallet. Do you think passport wallets are useless? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel, and we'll see you in the next one.